Welcome to my show, Fit for Expecting UK. Today we've got the lovely Kerry Cox from Female Fitness Matters. Lovely to have you on the show again.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We went to your, I went to your fitness class the other day, didn't I? And with pregnant women, it was amazing. Honestly, it was so good. I've got nothing negative to say about that class, apart from the burning.
That's a good sign. That's what
but
we're
it was a good
for.
negative.
Yeah.
I just want you to sort of tell everyone a little bit about yourself, what you do, what got you into fitness for pregnant women and looking after them postnatally. Give us a little bit of information.
Absolutely. So I'm Kerry. I'm a pregnancy and postnatal fitness specialist. How I got into this though is like anyone, kind of my own personal story. So my actual background is in accountancy. I worked for a professional services firm for 16 years. Fabulous, lovely people, great place. But when I had my eldest Lily, so I've got two daughters, Lily's 4 and Thea's 2, I had a C-section and I wanted to get back to exercising after having her, but I really didn't know how best to do that, what was safe, what wasn't safe. Found it really a real minefield, really trying to find it out. There's lots of conflicting information on the internet. Do this, don't do that. And
it's really hard, isn't it?
It's really difficult.
I know.
And there's quite a lot of like scare stories as well of like the damage you do to yourself if you do the wrong thing. So I kind of went round in a loop and felt a little bit like paralysed. I didn't really know what was right. So I'm a self-confessed geek. I love to learn. I can never get enough information in the world. So instead of just relying on somebody else, I went and basically trained as a personal trainer while I was on maternity leave with Lily. So I thought I'm going to just find out for myself and do it firsthand. And again, it was a brilliant experience and I really enjoyed it, but it shocked me how little in PT school, for want of a better phrase, they actually teach you about anything to do really with pregnancy, postnatal, etc. It's carved out as a special population in your coursework, so you need an extra qualification to work with them. Be careful with special
women.
And you think, well, not every woman has a family, but there's quite a large proportion of women that do become pregnant at some point in their life. So the fact that they're not catered just felt really unusual. So put that by the side and then went and did the industry standard pregnancy qualification. And it was really quite narrow. It didn't really cover an awful lot, and I still got to the end of it feeling like I hadn't really answered my own question.
Right.
And then someone put me onto a business called Burrell Education, and Jenny Burrell, the lady behind it, is very much focused on women's health.
I have heard about Jenny.
Good,
yes,
that's a positive.
I have.
So Jenny is an absolutely amazing educator in all sorts of things to do with women's health, but pregnancy and postnatal most definitely. So I did her advanced pregnancy and postnatal courses, and it blew my mind the amount of information that was in there that just didn't come out anywhere else.
You're joking.
No, just everything was just a little bit like, don't lie a pregnant woman on her back, and avoid kind of major core work from this point, do this in this trimester. It was kind of very basic, but Jenny's was really detailed anatomy, how everything works in the body, the changes that you're going through in pregnancy. Her exercises are more creative, they're more thoughtful in terms of trying to actually get to the point of what you're trying to achieve with a client, rather than just lazy programming of the kind of same things over and over again. And it set me on a bit of a crusade then, that I wanted to share this information with other people. So I started running some classes with some support from people locally.
Was this after your maternity maternity leave was over?
So I went back to my original role, still for the accounting firm that I worked for, and I say in my own time, obviously a mum of one at that point with a full-time job and finding time to do it, but I started running a couple of classes a week, a pregnancy class and a postnatal class, and I really, really loved what I was doing. I felt really lucky to be able to work with women at a really, really special point in their life, and to be able to do something that really contributes to their health and well-being. So when I say it was a hobby, I don't mean that I wasn't taking it seriously, but it wasn't like a full-time career for me at that point.
And you was getting enjoyment out of it.
Absolutely, just it was like a bit of time for me to be me and not mum all of the time, and to just go and do something that I really enjoyed. But I didn't feel at that point I could walk away from my day job, that like a lot of people financially you're in a situation and trying to start a new business, particularly in this industry, it's very competitive, but that's kind of quite difficult. So I kept studying, I kept teaching, and it was quite clear where my interest was. Hubby used to always laugh at me. I'd be listening to a podcast, reading a book. It was always about women's health. That was very much my fascination. So then when I got pregnant with Thea, which was my second daughter, I then started studying more qualifications because obviously I can't just sit at home all day doing nothing, as if you do that as a mum anyway. And then made the leap not long after to say, actually, if this is my passion, if this is what I really enjoy, just make the leap and do it. That there's so much out there that I don't think women are really taught about their bodies, full stop.
No. I think there's so many of us out there, even myself admittedly, that there's so much about myself that I still don't know yet, and I'm still learning. I find it incredible that you, before having children, this kind of wasn't even a thought process that you'd even
I would work out, but I'd never
really thought of it from that perspective. And the fact that you've had a child has completely just changed that whole perspective for you. It's just incredible. I mean, I can relate to it in a way, because after having Amaya, my daughter, that was what was pushed me to sort of go into midwifery. So I get it, and it does become this obsessive, I love women, and you just want to get more information, learn more, find out more.
Such a sense of satisfaction in terms of helping them through their pregnancies, helping them to connect with other women, seeing those relationships blossom and those support networks. So even on Friday, a group of my postnatal mums had gone out, they met in my class. You've got these fabulous photos of them letting their hair down and having a well-deserved night out.
Do they all keep in contact with you?
Yeah. So quite a few of them are still in class.
Still in class.
And obviously it depends on where people get in their life, and they might well have met each other in other contexts and stuff anyway, but I put real emphasis on that social side of things because I think it's really important.
So important.
Being a mum is tough.
Yeah.
And although friends and family try and are supportive, I don't think you fully appreciate how hard it is unless you're in the thick of it sometimes
when you're in it. I definitely feel like that, and you can become quite isolated, I found.
Hugely.
Because we spoke about it in part one.
Class,
it was for me, I enjoyed being a mum. I loved being a mum, but it was very much like me and baby, talking baby to a baby, constantly. Everything was just baby orientated, and then the effort that it would take to have to get up and go out, I'd then talk myself out of it. And
it's phenomenal, the fact that it takes till lunchtime to leave the house some days.
And it's just and then you just find yourself, whereas if I had a purpose of somewhere that I was going and people I was going to meet, and there was other people that were off at the same time as me, then I would definitely have been pushing myself to get out of the house, and mentally I think it would have been a lot better for me.
And that's exactly it in my postnatal classes. So I did trial a pay-as-you-go option for a while, and what I found was basically the mums didn't come because they never prioritised themselves over baby, and if they're having a difficult day, it was easier not to come. So now the way it works is they commit to a term, and if they can't make their class, I'll always accommodate them in a different class. I don't want them to miss out on their workout. But you'll see a lot of them will just come saying, you know what, I'm having a bad day, and just being out of the house, I feel better. There's company, if baby's grumpy, even if baby feeds through most of class, having people around you and just feeling connected is so much more important and really positive for people than sitting at home and feeling a little bit low about it all.
Do you find what you do really rewarding now? Do you feel like you made the right choice to sort of come away from accountancy and wave bye to that? And
as I said, it was a fabulous career with fabulous people. I walk away with nothing but kind of fun memories of it all. But I got to the point where I didn't feel like I was doing my job in the way I wanted to the best of my ability. I didn't feel like I was being mom as well as I might either. That I was literally throwing the kids in nursery in the morning. Like a lot of mums will hear this and totally resonate. I'm skiing through the door by the skin of my teeth every evening, picking up with nursery going, I know, I'm here. Spending hours in traffic because you're stuck in rush hour either way, and then waiting for them to go to bed to be able to try and catch up on the things that I missed. At work, I'm the last person arriving, I'm the first person leaving. And they were really accommodating, but it just, for me, didn't feel like I was doing anything well. So not only was I getting a huge amount of satisfaction from working with my clients and helping these women through their pregnancies and postnatal recovery, but now I can be more flexible. I walk my daughter to school in the morning and pick her up, and that's lovely to be able to do that. She's not going to be little forever. Who knows what the future holds, but I have days where I don't work now.
Yeah.
Yes, there are evenings, and hubby has to be a bit more flexible to make it all work. But he's a superstar. We wouldn't be able to do any of this without him. But I just feel like now I'm getting a real sense of satisfaction in what I do, which still gives me and my identity.
Yeah.
But I'm able to be more present in that relationship as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice balance in the world.
Definitely, I agree. So what classes is it that you actually offer then to women?
So I do pregnancy classes, which are suitable from kind of 12 weeks, dating scan, right the way through to 40 weeks. The reason I don't do anything earlier than that is typically most women are just not feeling up to it in that first trimester. Sickness, tiredness, or just anxiety. If they've not had their scan yet, they're not quite sure that everything's okay. So pregnancy classes, I run 2 a week, one in Bourneville and one in Harborne. So by doing it on different nights and not being too far away, most people can kind of get to one or the other. And then I run a couple of postnatal fitness classes as well. So I do 3 in the week, Monday afternoon, Wednesday morning and Thursday morning. A couple of them are very much HIIT training, circuit training, but all adapted for postnatal recovery. So they're low and no impact, because most women's pelvic floors and cores are just not up to jumping and bouncing around after having a baby, with a real focus on strengthening that core and pelvic floor again. So that's a massive undertone throughout class.
Brilliant.
I then do a boxercise class as well, which is where I've come from today, which is absolutely brilliant fun. I don't know anyone who doesn't actually enjoy it when you get the pads on them. It's great stress relief. It's a great workout. And obviously I have adapted it from the traditional boxercise model, because that typically is a lot of running, jumping, burpees, sit-ups, and again, not great for my client base, but adapting it, it's really popular and it is going down an absolute storm. But I'm quite conscious for a lot of people, there's lots of fitness things that you can do, but you've now got a baby. So some gyms have got creches, which is brilliant, but they're extra fees typically, and not everyone wants to leave their baby in a creche, and not every baby's happy with that. Obviously if you've got friends and family locally who can look after little one, they're brilliant, you can go to much of anything, but a lot of people are at home looking after baby on mat leave and there isn't anyone else to do it. Not everyone has got friends and family that are local. So the way my classes run is they've all got a supervised children's corner. So in each class, imagine like a big room.
I didn't even know
We'll be working out here in this bit, and then at the end of the room, so in shot, mum can see what's going on at all time. Mats, jungle gyms, toys, and I pay a responsible grown-up to sit with the kids in the corner. So I don't look after the kids, because I think if I'm doing that, I can't instruct someone to do what I should be doing. And if there's no one there, I think it gets a bit difficult. Mums are a bit anxious, everyone's looking over like, are they okay? But by having someone there that they'll pick up and see the crying baby, give them a new toy, new bit of ceiling to look at. Obviously if only mum will do, then mum will come back, feed, cuddle, change, whatever she needs to, and come and join back in again. So really flexible, people coming and going as they want to, dipping in and out as suits them. No one bats an eyelid, we're all mums together. It's a really supportive way of
I love it. I think it's just such a good idea. And like I said before, I just feel like there's not enough credit out there for, you know, people like yourself that do this, and I just think we need to push the awareness and get women to these classes. Let's get fit together. But yeah, I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful for you letting me attend your class.
No, it was a pleasure. It was fun having you there and getting a perspective from someone who isn't pregnant.
It was lovely. But yeah, it's been lovely interviewing you today. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up again soon.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but thank you for being on the show. Wonderful. And we will catch up soon.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye.